Good morning, traders. It's Thursday, February 2nd, 2023, and we are back to another live stream with... Whoa, turn off the monitor. There's a delay there. And welcome to Journey into the Futures. How do you like the production quality of this broadcast now? Screw you, Trades by Matt. This is production quality at its finest. I'm going to start holding seminars on how to live stream. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if today's going to be a good day or not. It seems sort of lackluster in the pre-market. We did have a nice run-up, but it was painfully slow at very low volume. So I don't know what the rest of the day is going to hold. Typically, at least in my observation, when we start to trend up, it's a lot more choppy. It's sort of, the old saying about stairs to the top, elevator to the basement, or something like that. But basically what they're saying is that you sort of, slow walk yourself up in a bull market, but then when the bears come in, we have a big drop. So I don't know what kind of price action we're going to see. We may have to expand our activity into things like crude oil, but I don't know enough about it. I don't know when news comes out. I don't know the movement of it, so I'll have to start practicing and learning more about it because we are into February. We just had the FOMC meeting. So this could be a slower market, but we shall see. That's just one thesis. All right, so market's open in about 5 minutes, so maybe I will get myself a cup of coffee and prepare for the day, but we shall see. I'm gonna go get myself some coffee. I will be back before the open. Let me put my little sign up here. Where is it? Well, let's put the disclaimer up here. And there's my little sign. All right, I'll be back before the market opens. All right, I am back. All right, let me take off my little sign here. Market's going to open in about 2 minutes. And we see we did get a pretty decent, nice little rejection off of this area of liquidity. Kind of broke through it. I mean, one way to play that would be obviously to wait till it breaches it a second time. You would have got burned on the first entry. So not necessarily a reliable. Some supply and demand traders would try to pick up a point or two while it bounces around in this area, basically. If you were patient enough, you could have taken it out, or you could have just drawn this box bigger to encompass the wicks here. And then you would have been fine to just wait until she left this area. If you just incorporate the bodies, then looks more like that. So far, this is setting up to be a bullish day, but we've come a long way. We're already up 0.8% from the overnight. The open was way down here at 4145.5, and these are highs of the day, continuously making highs of the day. The high of the day right now is 4176.25. Pivots, we have a pivot way up here at 87.75. Other than that, other pivot is way here below the low of the day. So markets are open now. Good luck, everybody. As Matt would say, be safe, be patient. I think that's what he says, right? Isn't that his little tagline? I need a tagline, don't I? My tagline would be, don't do anything stupid. Speaking to myself, actually. Good morning, G. Is it? Am I saying it right, Jeef, or is it Jeff? All right, we're bouncing off against the high of the day here. Taking a dump right now. See if it bounces off of this area of support. They are taking her down, aren't they? Bounced off the previous swing low. I drew this line up here before we started streaming. This is an area where I see a lot of sellers. It's kind of a wall. So we could either wait for it to breach that and it should move up, or we could just play the bounce off of it. But I think if we breach this 80, we may be good all the way up to the pivot point here. But we have to just sort of settle down right now and wait for things to become more obvious. Today I'll be trading 3 PA accounts with micros and 2 evaluation accounts with full minis using the Apex trade copier. If you're interested in trading using a PA account or a evaluation account, using someone else's money and limit your own risk, I encourage you to open up an account over at Apex ApexTraderFunding.com, and if you don't mind using my code, you'll get half off of that, and it doesn't cost you anything to use my code, but it gives a little something back to the stream, which I appreciate your support. Let me put up the code for you. It should be in the description, but there it is at the bottom of the screen too. I use the 50Ks. Some guys prefer to use the bigger accounts because they have bigger drawdowns, but it's a lot more. You have to your goal in the evaluation is much higher the bigger account you get. Kind of ignore the 50K, 150K of that number. That doesn't really mean anything per se. It's just sort of an identifier, really, but what you want to look at is what the drawdown is and what your goal is in that particular size account, and decide what plays out for you. Based on the prices and stuff, I find that the 50K is the most economic, but I like to use the once I get my PAs, I like to trade micros on the 50Ks because you only have a $2,500 drawdown. So eventually when you build those up, then you can start increasing the number of contracts you trade. But while you only have a $2,500 drawdown, I think you want to start trading micros, 1 or 2 of them, and then as you build it, you can add more micros and then eventually get to minis. I have a couple that I trade with minis because they're built up, but anything that hasn't reached at least 2,500, I trade micros. That's my theory. It belongs to me. All right, we're just kind of chopping around in a big range right now. This is our 105 EMA. Basically, that's the 21 EMA on the 5-minute transposed onto the 1 minute. This is starting to look pretty heavy. Whoa, I missed that, didn't I? Damn. Maybe wait for a pullback. Maybe a pullback. See if we can get in here. Okay, we're in. Maybe should have waited till we got to the 9 EMA. See if we get, Hope that pullback was enough. Hoping that 105 EMA will hold. It's not looking great, but we'll keep our eye on it. Might bail on this. It's looking kind of I was hoping that was going to break down. I don't like the way this is acting. I think I'm going to get out of here. I've got a tiny little profit on that, $20 or something. I just don't like the way it's behaving. I think it probably will dump, but it was, I mean, you saw that wick up. That might have been just a stop run. We probably should have hung with it. But you can see it's just starting to barcode here, and I just don't feel like blowing up on a $300 or $400 like that. Yeah, it's not behaving the way I had hoped. So we picked up. I don't know. They didn't get all filled at the same rate. Let me pull this over for you. You can see what happened there. There's that trade. The total amount for that turned out to be a whole $63.98. I'm glad we got out of that, obviously. So here's the actual P&L here. Basically a break-even trade, but you can see the power of having multiple accounts being traded at the same time, though. That was just basically a wash trade, and we still ended up with $64. So, something to think about. Definitely glad I bailed on that. Let's see if it breaks above this trend line. There's a lot of consolidation here. Let's take a look at our 2000 tick. We're above EMA there, 3 minute. Okay, we're starting to break all above our EMAs, which is good. Lot going on right in here. This high volume. Is this? Let me make sure I got this set right. Yeah, the second. Okay. Yeah, I'm not comfortable trading in this area just because it is kind of an equilibrium area. You see how we chop, chops. Lots of volume here. I'm actually surprised this didn't continue on through this low volume node here. thought this was going to run all the way down to here. Get my NASDAQ here. Yeah, NASDAQ's actually breaking new highs. I don't know if the ES is going to follow it or not. Seems a little heavy here, isn't it? It just kind of floating right here at the EMAs. I'm going to take, if it gets down to this overnight open, I'm going to take a long. There's some low impact news at the top of the hour. Factory orders month over month. That should be pretty low impact, but I'm going to stay out of a trade just the same. Especially when you're dealing with 2-3 point stop losses. Any kind of news can make it flinch and stop you out. Yeah, we're just stuck in a chop zone here. You can see that looking to the left, there was an area of liquidity. So if we break this area here, we may be good for a run down, maybe even test the lows. As I've said before, like especially on the 1 minute, is if we are below the 105 EMA, I'm more likely to take shorts. We're below all the EMAs now. We'll see what happens here. We do have a previous pivot low at about 57.5. This is definitely looking heavy, isn't it? Even look at the NAS. NQ is dumping. NQ now below the 21 EMA. Still holding in this area here. All right. Are we going to dump here? Looking pretty good for a short, isn't it? This, I believe, is my VWAP. Correct. Bounced right off VWAP. It's a pretty good trade sometimes, is just play the bounce on the VWAP, especially if you're only messing around with a point or two. But that would have been, let's say we took the rejection of VWAP. That's already 8 points. Gee whiz. Boy, these bars are bigger than they look, aren't they? Right there, that's an 8-point bar. Huh. This is tricky because you can see every minute I'm saying, okay, it's starting to look heavy. Oh, now it's starting to look strong. So that tells me that you better wait for some clarity. mean, right now we're just talking about a range, really. You know, something like that. So if we consider this to be a range, then breakouts would generally fail, and that's what we're seeing at the moment. If we consider this to be, at the moment, the trading range, price action rules would say that most breakouts fail. So even if we get out of here, we might expect it to come back into this range. But there's not a lot of evidence for this trading range, and we just only have a couple hits. It's just one thesis to keep your eye on. There's a lot of sell orders at 73, 75, and then our 78, 80 area. Well, at this point, let's just wait to see what the news does. It's not very, it looks like very low impact, so I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, but I'm going to stay out of a trade. We'll see, though. If it starts to move, 10 minutes is a fair amount of time for a good move, but you see how it's starting to form a lot of wicks here, so I think this range is pretty accurate at the moment. Right around 70. Yeah. I see a lot of sellers above us, so it could be that we are going to end up moving down. $21 EMA held, rejected it, but sorry for all the lines. Makes sense in my head. Probably doesn't look like much for everybody else. Yeah, so we're heading back down to the bottom of this range. Yeah, that rejected the top of that range pretty convincingly. Well, if you're a range trader, this is looking good. I guess Mac seems to like the ranges, but I've been burned because, eventually these break, and I'm always the last one to the party. My hunch is that we're going down, but we'll wait for more evidence. We're reversing off the bottom of that range again. Nothing for me to do here. I need to see a breakout one way or the other from this range before I'll even think about a trade, I think. We could break strong above this, the top of the range, or the top of the high of the day, then maybe we work our way up to this pivot point, maybe. We're at, high of the day is also the value area high. But we're even right now, just everything is here. All the EMAs, point of control, high volume node. I mean, it's just, as I like to say, a feather in the wind. It could go either direction. Just sitting and waiting. At this point, we'll probably just wait to see if that news does anything at 9 or 10 o'clock Eastern. Still getting used to talking in terms of Eastern time. I am in the Central time in Chicago metro area. So it's 8:56 here, but I try to refer to everything in Eastern time since people listening may be from anywhere in the world, obviously. Could be because of yesterday's action. Traders have a hangover from that run up yesterday, and they're just going to chop around today. Still holding the bottom of that range. That's a lower low on the 2000 tick. Really nothing to do here. We have some low impact news coming up at 9, so we'll wait for that to see if it does anything. I don't suspect it will, but as I've said many times, I just don't like being in trades with any kind of news because my stop losses are pretty tight. So even with a 3-point stop loss, minor, low impact news can still stop me out. So why bother? And it's going to come out in a minute and a half anyway, so it's no big deal. On the big time frames, we're looking bearish, or bigger time frames, like the 5 minute to me is looking pretty bearish, but I shouldn't say pretty bearish. It's looking bearish only because we have more of a trend down. But if you look at the smaller time frames, we're pretty much stuck in this range here. Just holding tight for the numbers. And to me, let's see here, 9 o'clock. So those are just called factory orders month over month. Got about 15 seconds here. See if it moves it at all. And there's 9 o'clock. And a little flinch. But that's about it. But that was considered low impact news, so just very minor, maybe a little bit of movement down. Let's see what those numbers came out as being. Factory orders. The expected number was 2.3%. Came out 1.8%. So that apparently is a miss, which probably is a good thing as far as the Fed's concerned. That's what they're trying to do, but all right, well, now that the news is behind us and it did have some minor impact, let's look for a trade setup, possibly a short. Big area here we have to watch out for. To me, this is still just chop with a slight bearish bias. Still below the 105 EMA, touching up against the 21. It's kind of a minefield this morning, isn't it? Seems to be responding to the VWAP on the 3 minute. If you're just joining, we took one trade today, which we bailed on early for just a tiny little profit. We're trading 5 accounts today. 3 of them are PA accounts and 2 are evaluation accounts. I'm trading full minis on the evaluations and micros on my funded accounts. So across all the accounts, we're only up about $64. Here they are right here. I don't see anything worth taking until we get out of this. This is just definitely a choppy area. If you look on the higher time frames, like the 5-minute, really is not doing anything. Like I said, there's a possible negative bias here, maybe. Something like that. But if you go down to the smaller time frames, it's just bouncing around here. Let's take a quick look at crude. I'm not really prepared to trade crude because, yeah, see, these are nice trades. We may have to spend more time trading crude. But you see the movements are a lot cleaner these days. Man, what a move. All the way down to 75.30 a barrel. That's pretty good. I don't see that it's affecting my gas prices, though. Not sure what the dynamic is there. Back to the ES. Let's take a look at our NQ. NASDAQ is holding below the 20 EMA. But still kind of in a chop zone. I'd love for it to get down to the overnight open. That's a nice little trade. Playing the bounce off of that, especially if we dive down into it aggressively. Very nice reversal trade off of that. Obviously not a sure thing. But nothing really is. Still holding VWAP. We have a area of consolidation here. Maybe if we can break down. But we're even right at point of control basically. So there's no trade to take here. It's stuff like this is why I want to become more proficient at things like crude, just because it gives us an alternative. This is crude that you're looking at right now. So you have this nice pull down. We could have taken a short here when it touched the 9 EMA. We had a couple trades here. There's one, there's another one. This is the third try, and actually this one doesn't look like it actually broke the 9 EMA. All right, let's get back to our ES. A lot of buyers down at 50. Again, I would love to get it down to this overnight open. I mean, it's looking heavy, but it's not aggressively heavy, is it? Need to get through this if we're going to continue on down. That's a nice little rip out of this zone here. Yeah, those buyers line up with the tops of these little swing highs at the bottom. Man, this is boring. All right, let's see what's going to happen here. Are we going to break through? Buyers are building up like crazy at 50. It's tempting to take a short off of this 9 EMA on a reasonable pullback, thinking it's going to make its way down to 50 to meet those buyers. But we'd be selling directly into this area of liquidity. pullback never made it up to the 9 EMA, so that wouldn't qualify for a reasonable pullback in my mind. We still are above this 100 EMA on the 3 minute, but on the, we're well below it on the 1 minute. Yeah, that's the 105. So on the 1 minute, this wouldn't have been, see, it's just not much of a, it's kind of just trailing this 9 EMA. You like to see some separation, because this is just chopping. Now she's going back up. Although she is it 21 holding on the 1 minute? Let's take a look. Yeah, VWAP still holding on the 3 minute. The 2000 tick chart. It's a higher low. I'm sorry, lower high. This is a lower high. So far, nothing really that looks like a safe, high probability trade so far. Because even these pullbacks are not very convincing, This was a higher low on the 2000. So this would have been a break and a new low, and now a reversal. So it's a possibility. Looking strong. All right, so now we've broken back above the 105 EMA. I mean, it is a decent reversal pattern, I suppose. If we use this channel, for instance, even on the 1 minute, we had a break, new low. Now we've broken above the EMAs and heading up, so I think that's a legitimate reversal pattern. who knows? Right now there looks like a ceiling at about 75. I see sellers, but I also see the top of these swing highs lining up, so that's going to be resistance here. Now, if we get a clean pullback to this 9 EMA, I may take a long. I mean, this previous price action spooks me a bit, but this was a nice run up. And if we can get a clean pullback, that's too aggressive though. I'd like to see it ease into this. We'll watch it though. Engulfing candle here. All right, that's a little bit better. Now we didn't reach the 9 EMA, so if this bar closes as a lower high compared to the previous one and so on and so forth, maybe we'll gently pull back into this 9 EMA and then we'll go long. That is a big bar on the 5 minute. That basically incorporates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that is still a lower high from the previous bar. Yeah, that's not a legit entry, I don't think. Thought the music went away. I guess it's there. Must just be a quiet one. Still kind of erratic. We are starting to break up here though. Break to the upside. It's just not convincing. Still no setups for me. Just chopping along here. It's not a clean setup, but I think I will possibly go long. Let's wait for this bar to close. Wait for this bar to close. 69.75. $70.25. I'm going to try a long here. We'll see. Those wicks look good. We have a tap off of the 9 EMA. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get a move up here. Hoping for a breakout here. I think I need this stop to be a tick below that bar. Once it gets going, hopefully, if it gets going, we'll pull our stop up to break even plus a tick. But it's pretty stuck here. Crap. Thought I was going to keep going there. Looking for a high a day here. Yeah, still a battle here, isn't it? Trying to be patient. Trying to be patient here. I think I might take this. It's not a very convincing move. Trying to be patient, trying to hold this. Doesn't look too bad, but it's certainly not convincing, is it? Trying to be patient here, but it is stalling out. Get a little push. That's all we need. That's all we need. All we need is a little push. Just watching it. Hopefully it will get a push. Get a push. Come on, let's go. Oh, almost. There we go. Nice. Probably should have chased that thing, but that was $250. And that was a play off of this 9 EMA. We had ticked through it. It wasn't as clean of a pullback as you might have liked, but it was feeling bullish. So we took it a tick above this kind of a hammer. We got chopped a little bit, no heat at all. Took it for 5 points, and we could have got a hell of a lot more. Should have just held it and trailed it, but in my defense, I didn't. All right, so now we are up 627.96 on the day across all our accounts. You see these two we are trading full E-minis, and these three we were trading micros. And we left a whole lot on the table, boy. I got $475 left on the table. That's 9 points beyond what we already got. That's a 10-point move, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. And from our entry point, look at that. From our entry point, 14 points. Holy crap on a cracker. Wow. Well, as I had mentioned in other streams, that is something I need to work on. But at the same time, you know, if you're trading evaluation accounts, they do have a trailing stop loss. So you can't let it run up and then reverse on you, because that starts to eat away at your trailing drawdown. But yeah, I probably could have run this thing all the way to this pivot at 87.75. That being said, there could be another opportunity on a pullback. If we get a nice pullback to the 9 EMA again, try it again. But I'll take 628 on the day. But I think we have another chance if this thing pulls back cleanly. Taking 2 trades today, both of them winners. One was basically a flat trade up like $30 or something, and then I think we got that was not even a point. That was about 3 ticks, and then this one was the full 20 ticks, 5 points. big candle on a 3-minute, man. We entered at 70 1/4. Not a good pullback, unfortunately. Man, I gotta learn to hold these trades longer. Man, this thing could run all the way to 4,200, couldn't it? I hate doing this to myself. Let's just look at this. I mean, 4,200. That's a 30-point move. We're already at 17.5 points off of our entry, 875. Wow. But you see, we are running into this pivot point here. So it's going to be a little bit of work to get through that. This is such a strong move up, the pivot point may not even hold it. There's our 2 trades for the day. We are up 628 on the day across all our accounts. First trade we took was basically a break even for about 3 ticks, and the last trade we just took was good for 20 ticks, 5 points. If you'd like to trade the same style that I am with funded accounts and with prop firm, I recommend Apex if you want to join up and trade with other people's money and limit your own risk. I'd appreciate it if you use my discount code, and I get a little something to help support the channel, and you don't pay anything extra. And right now, if you use that code, you get 50% off anything you sign up for. I use the 50K accounts, which have $2,500 drawdowns, but you'll have to do the math to see which one fits your trading style and your patience level. Because obviously the bigger accounts have bigger drawdown, but they also have a higher goal that you have to achieve. I find that the 50Ks are a nice balance, but once they get funded, I like to trade them with micros, just because you don't want to blow it up. Because you have your choice between an $85 a month fee or the forever, or you can take a $140 fee for lifetime. But if you're going to blow it up in a month, you might as well use your get the cheaper one, the monthly fee for $80. But if you trade micros, it's pretty hard to blow them up in a month. See, that pivot point is holding pretty well. Nope, it's broken. Looks like we're going to 190, and next stop 4,200. Through the 90s, on our way to 4,200 now. Oh, I'm so aggravated with myself. I've got to be way more patient with these trades. That is a 20-point move. We got 5 of it. $1,000 per contract. That would have been well over $2,000 on the day. Holy crap. Wow. Man, if big traders, you put in 5, that's like $10,000 day. 2 accounts, 5 contracts each. That's a $10,000 trade. Are we going to get to 4,200? The bigger question is, do we take a pullback and go long, or are we already, is that just too late in trend to be jumping in on this? Sorry about that. Hit the mic. We did get a pullback here, but it seems a little too aggressive to just go ahead and just go long at because you'd basically be going long at the high of the day. We just never got that much separation from the 9 EMA. Maybe back to the 21 EMA or all the way back to this pivot here. That's at 80. Don't know. Just watching it, I'm not going to FOMO in at these levels without a decent pullback. And that pullback would have to be at least back to the 21 EMA, but more convincingly would be back to this 80. But it would have to do it cleanly too, you know, just not erratically down. Boy, I got a lot of crap on this 3 minute. Might have to clean that up a little bit. Because we are way above this value area, aren't we? At some point, this is going to have to flip, but there's nowhere near the same amount of volume up here as there was down in the value area. So for this to flip, I'm not sure if there's enough volume up here. But boy, look at the way these have fanned out, the EMAs. Check our 2000 tick. I think that's a lower high, isn't it? Looks like an equal high, actually. 91. 91. Yeah, those are perfect double highs there. Kind of stuck here right now. It's a third touch on that 91. Yep, these are 3 hits on 91. Maybe wait for a pullback to 80s. Is that a fourth hit? Yep, the fourth hit at 91. Maybe breaking up now. Gonna visit 200 maybe. I would not be going long up here. I mean, these are highs of the day. Maybe a pullback and look for a second entry long off the 21 maybe. or we could just continue and shoot up and hit that 200. The proverbial big round number. Just caught in this chop right here. It's breaking out of this range a little bit. One thing that they will do though is when we're in chop like this is that they'll take it up and grab these longs and then reverse it on you. But this is a really strong move up, so it may just be a pause here, catch its breath, and on we go to 4,200 and beyond. Yep, she's breaking out. There we go. It was just a pause. Wow, look at that. We were in at 70. That's a 26-point move. That goes to 4,200. That was a 30-point move from our entry. And we only took 5 points out of it. Definitely have to learn to hold. $30-point move. I didn't have to trade the rest of this week. Of course, today's Thursday, isn't it? I wouldn't have to trade tomorrow. Hell, 30-point move. I could have taken off all next week. I only average, what, $400 or $500 a day. If that. Unfortunately, at this point, I would need a pretty deep pullback in order to trust this going long. Although it seems fairly likely that you're going to see 4,200. Could think about going long. It's now touched the 9. Go long above this bar once it closes. $94 3/4. That's really not much of a pullback. The pullback to this pivot is not terrible. But again, we could completely reverse this thing. you definitely can get something out of this. It's a bit of a doji, but 94 3/4. Even just take a point, you'll still be 94, 95 3/4. So call it 96. So you're still below the high of the day. So that's a point. You can pick up a point there. But we are getting close to the end of the stream, so I'm going to refrain from trading. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue. I probably will continue after the stream, just because we're getting such aggressive movement. But I won't get into another trade before the end of the stream, just so I won't have to stick with it. Yeah, that's not a bad. It's not a lot of separation from the 9, but your long would be at 94 1/4. Now we are getting a pullback into this consolidation area again. This is a higher low on the 2000 tick so far. We still got about 300 ticks left on that bar. Let's see if this turns into a second entry long. So far, no. Holding the 21 EMA on the 2000 tick chart. I'm pretty confident we're gonna see 4,200. Just a question of how much is this gonna pull back before we get there. A pull back to this pivot point was probably pretty reasonable. This was a higher low. You could have played this higher low, so that means you go long at 92 3/4. Well, I think that's about it for me. We're going to end this stream. I'll probably continue to trade later on. I'll take a little breakfast break and get back to it. Wow, look at that. That thing did not, that would have taken you right out. So that would have trapped me, because I was talking about going long above this bar here. Maybe it was this, but let me see here. No, this is my higher low. So far I would have been okay, but that thing did just reverse right off of it. Anyway, if you're going to continue to trade, be safe. Watch out for trading up at these highs here. I'm looking for maybe a pullback to at least, say, 86, 87, or even better, all the way down to the 80s. But anyway, I'll be back tomorrow at 9:20 Eastern. Again, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate your time. And on your way out, if you don't mind hitting that like button, or if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon if you want to get notified when I go live. And check out Apex and use my code if you decide to sign up. All right. Have a great day. Be safe the rest of the day, and I will be back tomorrow morning.